Here's the teams that I believe need to be considered in the national championship conversation. Now, it's a big conversation. We all know that. But I'm going to give you guys the quick rundown here, and you're going to react, all right? Here are the 9 teams that I'm most bullish on when it comes to chance to win the whole thing. Number 1's easy, Purdue. We have spent more than enough time on the Boilermakers and what makes them special. Number 2, Alabama. Alabama is 11-0 in conference play for the first time since 1956.
Crazy.
And they've won almost every one of those conference games by double figures. Brandon Miller's a freak of nature. They've got all the pieces and parts. Houston is 3. Marcus Sasser just refuses to be denied. Jarris Walker's a lottery pick. They're tough as nails defensively. Kelvin Sampson gets his teams to get better as the year goes on because he demands more out of his players than they even know they're capable of. They're 3. Arizona's 4. Azuolas Tubelis is an All-American. And he and Omar Ballo are just a load to cover. If their guard play is even okay, I'm good with the Wildcats putting them in there. UCLA. That's right. There's 2 Pac-12 teams in my championship tier. Jaime Jaquez is All-American material. Nick Cronin went to a Final Four 2 years ago, and he's got pieces that were on that team back. Adam Bona's gotten better and better. I like their supporting cast. All right, 4 more. Kansas, you have to put them in the championship tier, right? They can repeat. Jalen Wilson's an All-American. They play small ball, and that ends up being an advantage for them. And they've got the best coach in the country. Baylor, because of the backcourt. If we say it's a guards game, Baylor epitomizes that. Texas. Texas is in there for me. They're top 30 in KenPom offense and defense. And to me, when you've got the playmaking that they have with Marcus Carr and with Tyrese Hunter, who I think will figure it out, with Mitchell, with Allen, they've got too many pieces and parts, and they're tough. They've got a toughness. The final team in my championship tier, because we couldn't all go vanilla. I couldn't just go normal the whole way. The 9th team in my championship tier, cracking into the championship tier on this Thursday night, the Creighton Blue Jays.
Okay.
Balance,
okay.
Poise, guard play, elite rim protection from Ryan Kalkbrenner. They are the team we thought they would be back in November. Now they've returned to that. They've won 7 in a row. I think they can make it an 8th in a row this weekend in Omaha at home against UConn. They're rolling. That is my championship tier. Reaction.
I agree with most of those, John. I would say there's a tier 1 and a tier 2 amongst them. In my opinion, I would say Creighton's probably tier 2 in that group that you mentioned, even Kansas. And the reason I say that, Creighton's playing really well at the moment. Obviously, Kalkbrenner's out, but obviously their ball security and their shot making. They're not, Shireman can really, really shoot, but they have their nights where they don't make them. So their defense has to hold them down. Kansas, yes, because Jalen Wilson is a monster. Bill Self is phenomenal. But DeJuan Harris, when they've lost, he scores like 0 points, 2 points. If they get consistent DeJuan Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, kind of throws them in that second tier. But, I agree with you. I would add in there, and you said it, is a huge game on Saturday. I would add Connecticut back in there in that second tier because I think they figured some things out in the Xavier loss. Tristan Newton's really aggressive now, and he scored. He had triple-double last game. Like, the way he was playing at East, like he's just playing now. He's not trying to be a point guard. He's playing. And they needed that from their guards. They needed to be able to put points on the board when everybody was locked in on Sanogo and Hawkins. But the rest, I'm in on. I like that group of, UCLA. I think you're spot on with Jaquez being a mismatch, and so I think it's in Arizona's their defense is picked up. That's the thing. But like when they beat UCLA in a under 60-point game, that said a lot about Arizona because that wasn't the type of game that you would have pegged them to win. And I think from then on, if their defense is even close, if it keeps moving in the right direction, shoot, we know they can put points on the board. And when you get to the tournament, the game's called different. It opens back up. So offensive teams have some, they have some sort of advantages. So the Xaviers, the Marquettes, the Arizonas, the teams that can really, really score, the game will open back up. You're in your league right now. Everybody knows your stuff. It's physical. It's a mosh pit. Refs stop calling fouls. The tournament changes a bit. So I don't know, Patrick, what do you think?
Rob liked your call there. In the group text. I think
I did that just for Doster. I
did it just for Doster.
Oh my God,
you know he was a fan of that.
LaVall, come on.
Tier 2 though, second tier Fanta.
Fanta,
we're not gonna get too excited.
I think I'm putting Kansas at that 4 spot instead of Arizona.
Okay.
I just believe, but to your point, DeJuan Harris, when he is bad, they are not winning a game. I think that they have solved that formula as for him to find that bit of aggressiveness that he needs to find out there. He doesn't have to be a game controller, but he knows he has to make a few shots to open it up for the rest of his guys, because he is a great point guard and getting shots for his guys. I think I will put Texas 1 spot ahead of UCLA. I think that's pretty interchangeable. Yes, with that's around the 6 and 7 spot. I don't after what Tennessee has kind of faltered with these last 3 games. They've had a skid. Yeah, they won. They lose to Florida, beat Auburn on a fluke, lose to Vanderbilt last night on a crazy. Did you guys see that series by chance?
Unbelievable ending to that game.
First off, to be in a situation where you have 4 fouls to give for Vandy with 30 seconds left, and then Julian Phillips doesn't take the wide open layup. I just think I think Tennessee is going to make the Elite Eight. Huh?
3 possessions is like take the layup and you got to be up 3 possessions because anything can happen. You just got to take the points.
Yeah, I think Tennessee is Elite Eight worthy. I don't think they're offensively. I just can't see them being in that first tier enough to do anything special in the tournament. I mean, their top scorer is averaging Santiago Vescovi averaging 11 this year, 11 and a half. You need somebody. They don't have an alpha, a dog. I don't think Zakai Ziegler's enough. And I think I'm going to take Xavier in that last spot over Creighton.
Whoa, Xavier from Patric Young.
Yeah.
Why could Xavier win it all?
Man, their guard play, they're coached so well, dynamic, obviously in a basketball league in the Big East. I think Sully Boom, with what he has done as a grad transfer, I think he's the engine. But the big guy, Fremantle and Nunji, he's a tough matchup.
But I was gonna say Boom because the dude scored his whole career. And when you get in a tournament, like if you get a guard, you saw it last year with Caleb Love, right? You've seen it with Kimber Walker. I saw it up close and personal with Trey Burke. Like if you get a guard that can carry it, you can just ride him through the tournament. So if Sule Boom goes bananas, Xavier could do, So I wouldn't. They were one of my dark horses, Patrick, because it's like if you have a guard that could just put a quarter in and ride him because he's just going, he can take you there. Baylor, Fanta, I don't know, because here's why I say that. Defensively, they're not up to Scott's typical.
Everyday John is back.
Now he's back. That makes a difference because they hadn't been, Scott's been elite. I mean, you're talking top 20 in the country defensively with the guards. But now what they got, now that they got a guy back, that may change a number of things for Baylor. So, but I don't know.